Okay, so once we're habituated to our habit, then no one can detach us from our habit. So one person, so actually like so one person while setting his goals, so at that time one person must be realistic. If a person is not realistic, then a person never can achieve his goals. So in a day, like I said, 24 hours. So how a person can use that 24 hours so in proper way? Like I gave you examples. So person A and person B. Even like person B, like I said, he's enough smart. So even he uses his mind while he is just on his way to work, otherwise to school. He is he keeps thinking. So whatever he has learned, but person that A or student A is not at all thinking about whatever little bit he had learned. So in that way also, so person B is having a stronger mind to achieve his goals. So whenever like okay, so in that way, so whenever someone is having spare time, so at that time that person, okay, so that person must review whatever he has done. Like a teacher, okay, so I'm correlating teacher and with a person. So whether that is a person, otherwise a teacher. So use whenever a teacher, otherwise a person sparing his time, so that person should review his time or his action, so that he can analyze whatever he has done so far and he can plan further for later work. So So one person should keep working whatever he is doing and whatever he is about to do. So like we achieved earlier, like a habit. So if we talk about uh, if we talk about like study, so we can divide, okay, time into manageable chunks or pieces. We leave, we should always leave extra time at our hand. The way we did earlier. So if we keep extra time in our hand, then we can use that, we can use, okay, we can use that time to analyze our previous doings. So even, okay, so even, so suppose earlier I gave some examples of 2 weeks of a teacher or 1 week of a teacher. So how a teacher should plan his lessons. So in that way, any person can make his achievable goals, which is very realistic. Like you can see over there, so that is year calendar. So following year calendar, so if a person so piles up his work, if a person piles up his work, then that person never achieve his goals. Why? Because piling up is a piling up makes a person very lazy. If a person does any work following the months, otherwise years, then a person then a person will achieve a lot or will go nearer to his goals. Like, like if a person is having some kind of work and it will take at least like 1 year, so or like yearly plan, so at that way he will divide that whole year's plan, so January, February, November, January, February, and November, December into so 12 category or 12 kinds. So he will work on the basis of months, so that way that person won't be able or will not pile up his work, and whenever he is about to finish his works, so even that person will have some time to analyze whatever he has done after whatever he has done. So we can categorize that work also on a weekly basis. Like you can see I have shared, and so we can make like weekly calendar, yearly calendar, quarterly calendar, etc. So 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 first thing is we have to try. So first thing is we have to try it and evaluate according to our plan. So like from the beginning I have been saying, so a person, so how a teacher or a businessman or any person whoever is working, so if they plan well, if they make plans, then only, or if they try, then only that person would be able to evaluate their own plan. And so even they would be able to know that how things are just going on, and where that person where these persons were able to achieve his goals, and which are the things they did not get done or they did not succeed. So that way they can evaluate their work and they can appreciate their energy. They can invest more energies which are the left things. Suppose a person is trying to achieve like anything, or uh, like a person is trying to memorize a poem, and there he is not able to memorize the whole poem because that poem contains 100 lines. So in that way, so that person is, or that person has given a lot time to memorize that poem. So now he is not having time. How a person can have time? So that person will take out time from other works, so he is doing his work properly and even earlier than the set time, and from there he is just saving little bit time and investing that time into memorizing that poem. So time management is not some kind of procrastination. So it is a smart way to do the work. So in that way, so we cannot ignore the task, and so if we ignore the task, then it will go away. So we have to, okay, so doing something else is not like a very important. So like the content, if you have set your content and you are doing something else, is not the perfect thing. So whatever you are doing, so whatever the small things, and from the small things we can do some bigger things. So while we are, it is very much noticeable, so that while we are doing some small or taking some small steps, so we have to take care of our small works, because smaller things get bigger tomorrow or later on. So one person keeps doing work on smaller things, so that way it will get bigger later. So one person is doing his own things, and that person is talking about, so a person who is working, so that person is talking about rather than doing it, so that person is not the correct. So that person, a person who is having set goals, so that person is that person is doing his or putting his tough work on his goals. When so in that way, okay, so in that way, so a person can win, a person can win his or her goals in broader way. And if a person keep doing his work without any stops, so a person can achieve his goals. So, and thank you everyone for, okay, thank you everyone for listening to me. And if you have, okay, to the participants, if any participant is having any question, so please ask. Is there any question? Okay, thank you everyone for listening to me and sharing your valuable thoughts with me. And by saying that, so keep calm and get organized. And in that way, if we are more productive, then we can keep our society more productive, in productive way, as we are teachers. Thank you. By saying that, I'm concluding. Thank you, everyone.
Once again, a very good afternoon to Honorable Principal Sir and my dear friends. Once I want to say one thought, that once a great man said, feeling gratitude and not expressing it is like wrapping a present and not giving it. So thank you so much to Mr. Tapan Barman sir for your valuable points and your experience and personable presentations. And I thank Principal Sir and all the participants to make this in-house training program success. Last but not the least, I would like to thank to our digital partner, Mr. Ajit Kumar and R. Ranjan Sir. Thank you once again to all of you.